Jack Capon, creator of Perceptual-Motor programs, has written books for teachers and parents on planning and implementing a program. These books are only a guide. A single classroom will do, but a double classroom is better. Storage of equipment should be handy. All conscious and controlled movement depends on one's ability to interpret sensory information. Bare feet are best. A typical lesson has 3 stations of 3 to 6 children rotating from station to station. If there are more children, extra stations or dividing your class for different sessions may be required. These lessons should be integrated within physical education programs to include ball skills, movement games, and rhythm activities. For both sides of the brain to work well together, good body and space awareness, balance, and directionality are essential. Through planned movement experiences, the Perceptual-Motor program helps children to be better users of their bodies. A sound motor base is essential to higher levels of learning. All communication skills, reading, writing, speech, and gesturing are motor-based. There is a definite reason for every challenge. There is no magic in the equipment. Each lesson involves interaction between a skillful teacher or assistant and a motivated child. The equipment is merely a catalyst for movement. Trained assistants are important to ensure tasks are done correctly. Sequencing and organization will ensure a high degree of success and interest. The safety guidelines in the lesson plan book are imperative. The following instructions are by Jack Capon, assisted by children from Waverley North Primary School, Victoria, Australia.
At this time, we're going to take you through the use of each piece of equipment in the program. I'd like to explain the purpose of the equipment and then to demonstrate the basic techniques that we will use when instructing the children in the program. So let's get on with the equipment. Okay, this piece of equipment is the jump box with the detachable incline board. You can see the board attaches to the box very securely. What the children are going to be asked to do is to walk up the incline board, place their feet in correct position, ready to jump from the box. The purpose of this tool is to help children to learn how to project their body into space and then how to land with good control. So we're going to be asking basically to jump from the jump box and land with perfect control and balance. Now, boys and girls, I'd like to have our first student come up here, please. In the basic techniques, we want the feet about shoulder distance apart so they have good balance to begin with. So can you move your feet about shoulder distance apart for me? A little wider. Let's put our toes just up to the green point here. So we're going to move our toes back a little bit further. That's good. Now, it's very important on using each piece of equipment in the program that they get in a good starting position. I emphasize that, a good starting position. The child is always asked to visualize what they're going to do before they perform the task. So they're thinking about getting a picture in their mind about what they're going to do, and they're going to listen and follow directions. Okay? On the jump box, we're going to work on, first of all, from the feet. We always start from the feet first. We want both feet to leave the box at the same time. That is what jump is all about. Both feet leading from the box. The second thing we're going to emphasize is when they land, we're going to ask them to bend their knees and lower their center of gravity so they're down low as they land. This helps to stabilize the body to give them better control. As far as the use of the arms are going to direct the body into space. The arms are going to lead the movement. So the arms go out and up, and when the feet hit the mat, the arms are going to come down like brakes on a car, helping to lower the body down and control. Arms are going to lead. So what I'd like you to do right now is to think about jumping with both feet leading the box and landing softly. Ready? Go. Okay, very nice. Come on back up on the box and let's look at our feet. We have toes, we have the ball of the foot. This is the soft part right here. We have the instep and we have the heel. You're going to land on the soft part, not on your toes, but on that very soft part of your foot. Not on the whole foot, see? So we land softly. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Very good. Now, teachers, when we work with a jump box, again, we're going to always start from the feet and work up to the arms. We don't want to overload the child. If we give them too much instruction at one time, that means they're going to have too much information to work with. They're going to be confused. So we want to slow down our instruction and work on one basic technique at a time. The first thing is always to see whether they can release both feet from the box at the same time. Can you move your toes up a little bit for me? Now, once they can release both feet, then we need to work on the arms, getting the arms involved, leading the action. That's the release. But then the other part is the landing. It's the release and the landing. On that landing, we have to work on cushioning, lowering the center of gravity, soft landing for control. Now, keep in mind that the child, when they're jumping, is that perceptually, they're not jumping from the feet. They're jumping from the eyes. Now, this box is only about 18 inches high. It doesn't look very high, but the child visually or perceptually is not jumping from 18 inches. The child is jumping from here. For some children, that's a long ways down. Depth perception gets confused, and some of them might even be a little afraid. Now, you'll see some children stepping off the box instead of jumping. That means that they're a little bit insecure about the depth of the jump. So again, we have to give them a chance to feel secure. It might mean for the very young child taking their hand and giving them some security as they land. But most children will take to this task like ducks to water. Okay, ready? What I want you to do now is think about jumping with both feet and landing softly. Ready? Go. Okay, that was a good soft landing, but you forgot about your arms. We didn't use our arms. Now again, when we give instruction on any tool in the program, accurate feedback is important. Just saying nice job is not going to help the child in terms of the mechanics. I must observe what the motion is. I must make corrections as I see fit. Now that time, his head was too far forward, which means he was losing control. So again, you have to be careful not to lean forward as you're jumping. Think about what you're going to do. Now think, are you thinking? Do you see your body jumping? Do you see yourself landing? How are you going to land? Softly, yes, by bending the knees and landing on the soft part of the foot. We're not going to land on the whole foot because we're going to jar our bodies. See, if you land flat-footed, we're going to jar your whole body. Land on the soft part of the feet. Show me. Oh, that was nice. I like the way you lowered your body. You cushioned all the way down to the mat. This tool that we're going to work with right now is called the walking board. We have two different heights. We have a low board about 7 inches off the ground. We have an intermediate board which is about 12 inches off the ground. It's very important when you use your walking boards that you have different heights, which changes the position of the body in space, increases the challenge as the child walks the board. Now this board right here, we can actually get the third height because this box is designed so we can put it up on its end, and that gives us a higher level. The purpose of the walking boards is to develop dynamic balance, to improve the child's ability to move the body through space and control the body. Along with the walking boards, we use a lot of obstacles. The obstacles provide greater visual involvement as the child walks the board. You do not walk the board until your body is ready, until you have control. Again, we think about what we're doing. We form a picture in our mind of what we're going to do before we move. That's what we call visualization, forming a picture in our mind. Once the child can walk the board slowly with control, then we need to increase the challenge. How do we increase the challenge? Well, we could do it a number of ways. We could change the height of the board. We can narrow the board, change the width of the board. We can put it at an angle. We can change the way vision is used. For example, we can ask the child to walk backwards, or we can have them blindfolded where we remove vision altogether. But one of the best ways that we use in the Perceptual-Motor program is to give them visual targets that they can work with. The geometric shapes are used in our program to develop form perception, color recognition, size recognition, as well as the basic position of objects in space. You see we have triangles, the blue triangle you can see here, a circle. We have the rectangles and squares and different colors to work with. So what the teacher is going to do with the shapes is to challenge children to recognize the shape, to organize their body in the correct space, and to move through the objects without touching. We always emphasize that they're thinking about their body, they're thinking about space, and there's no touching the shapes with their body. Now, one of the good things about the shapes, they can be used in an upright position, which gives the child a basic perception of the shapes in one position in space. We can put the shapes flat on the ground, and now the perception of the form changes. Okay, this time I'm going to give you two shapes. I'm going to increase the challenge. You must think and put them into a sequence, in order, in other words. I'd like to have you show me how you can go through the small circle and then go through a large square. A small circle and a large square. Think about your body. Find the large square. That's right. Okay, very good. I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to show me how you can